intelligence must first of all discover that every person you meet is going through an experience that God gives you an opportunity to add value to them, to help them deconstruct some things and lift them up to another level. So when I first went to seek for a scholarship because my mom could not pay the school fees, what I was looking for is someone who can look at my hard work and appreciate the steps that I have taken and add to that equation. If I start in that office and the person is just babbling and playing games and gimmicks, that will end up being a wasted opportunity. So navigating relationships is having the intelligence to navigate, to also be able to enter into people's hearts and offer the certain value that they need. The person you're sitting next to has a simple problem that you can feel. I know they're looking nice next to you, and by the way, they look nice from down here. But if you always see yourself as a sent one, there will be no end. You know, young people ask me, how do you create influence? It's more than followers. Set yourself ablaze to satisfy the specific needs that people have. Now, in the next 3 minutes, this is what has helped me. Maybe it might, keyword might, because you can leave this conversation and still not hearken to what I have said. So might is the word. There is this acronym called MAP. Before I give you those three, let me give you acronym MAP, M-A-P. This is a kind of a person who has spiritual and relationship intelligence. Then I'll give you 3 ways to grow those possibilities. MAP, M-A-P. M represents mystery. A represents application. And P represents purpose. Mystery. Number 2, application. Number 3, purpose. Mystery because you're a mystery. And you need to find your mystery points. Everyone who is changing the world is a mystery. Companies that are changing the world are mysteries. Mysteries is about your uniqueness, your abilities, and every compilation that God placed within you for the sake of humanity in a season such as this. In seasons and in the fullness of time. Every season that is before you, you being able to pour out yourself into those people. The person you admire is a mystery because they have been able to combine all their uniqueness points, their talents, their abilities to fill up a specific space that begins to reach out to people. So I'm not talking about being mysterious. I'm talking about being a mystery. There's a difference. Because being mysterious is being mischievous. So the mystery point, if you see, Apple company is a mystery. By the way, Apple company is not producing iPods and iPhones. That's the product. What is really their true product? I give you the homework because that's where you find the mystery. Okay, I wish I had time. Next time, we will dissect this thing. You will now realize that you're not a loser. Gillette company is not producing blades to shave yourself every day. That's a product. If you find the mystery, even for you as an individual, there will be no competition, no manipulations. You will not need to force your way to the front. Young people who are even trying to be seen and to be heard is because they have not found the mystery that God placed in them. Mm-hmm. Even for when I interact with men of God, young men of God, all of them is like they're trying to make it, to prove a point. Everyone to showcase how much they have. You know, it becomes like a fashion show where everyone is projecting themselves on social media. Find your mystery. Please tell your neighbor, find your mystery.
Find your mystery.
Because that's where life lies. Do you know that Jesus Christ is a mystery? He himself is a mystery. He even calls himself that. Because that is why he had issues with the Pharisees. Because the Pharisees were called Pharisees, but they could not see far. The Sadducees were always sad, you see? Because they didn't know. Thank you, sir. Check. Is this better? This mic is more anointed than this one. So find the mystery. Safaricom is not producing airtime. It's not producing communications packages for you. They have found the mystery. Number 2 is application. We have become an information-seeking generation with zero application. Nowadays, you hear people saying, how many books are you reading in a month? Oh, I read 6 books with no application. Since the day you started reading those books, what are the application points that we can tangibly see in your life? Application is powerful. It's not enough to memorize a verse. It's called now having an experience of that which you have memorized. And then P is purpose. You stay within the boundary of purpose. So when I say find your map, is the mystery, the application of that which you have received, and stay within the boundary of purpose. How do you engage these 3? Number 1, 3 ways, and then I drop the mic. 1, access. Number 2, preserve. Number 3, advance. Access, preserve, advance. This is one of the master keys that has worked for my life for the few years that I have been on this earth, and for the 2 years that I have been a pastor with young people. I don't claim to have a lot of experience. I'm still a toddler in the school of the Spirit. But when you learn the way of access and how to preserve and how to advance, you grow your map. So, what is the key for access? The key for access is value. The reason why we have been invited here as speakers, perhaps, maybe, the key word is maybe there was some value that we needed to offer. So you don't go into rooms because you have a mustache or because you have a 6-figure. You don't go to new rooms or to spaces or platforms because you have the best IG photo. Because all of us can post photos. You find access. The key to access is value. Study through scripture, you realize everyone who had access, it was because they had value. Number 2 is preserve. How do you preserve relationships for this matter? The key of preservation is humility. Humility keeps you on the ground. That I must decrease so that you may increase. Promotion does not come from the east or from the west. I'm quoting from scriptures. All these realities come from the contritteness and a broken heart that is willing to receive. Some of you, between your next big achievement, between where you are and the next point, is your humble plea to easily go before your lecturer and tell them, please mentor me for the next 2 years. But because your lecturer is not on Instagram, I learned this from my grandmother. My grandmother cannot speak Swahili. She can only combine a few words. Nowadays, she has 2 words in English, especially when I'm sending M-Pesa to her. At least she knows how the word withdraw. I now realized that this life is